Are you overcomplicating your business life? If so, you could be impacting the long-term growth, profitability, and your satisfaction running the business. Something to think about. Let's take a look at some examples in this video. I want to start with a story about Mark Parker, who was installed as the new CEO of Nike in 2006. He had an existing relationship with Steve Jobs, so he gave Steve a call.
And he goes, well, I do have some advice. He goes, Nike makes some of the best product in the world. I mean, product that you lust after, absolutely beautiful, stunning product. But you also make a lot of crap. He said, just get rid of the crappy stuff and focus on the good stuff. And then I expected a little pause and a laugh, but there was a pause but no laugh at the end. Yeah.
Mark took that advice to heart and actually did get rid of some products at Nike. He saw it as editing, and he said that that was great advice. Steve wasn't just someone who gave great advice, he followed his own advice. When he returned to Apple in a depleted state, they were losing money. What Steve did was he edited. He got rid of unprofitable products at Apple and slimmed down the product line.
You're going to see the product line get much simpler, and you're going to see the product line get much better.
You've probably noticed this about Apple, that their offerings are pretty simple and straightforward and highly profitable. An easier business to manage than one that's overly complicated with way too many products. So he follows that advice to have a simpler business life. Don't make too many decisions and follow too many different opportunities lest you make your business life too complicated. Let's take a look at another example of a business that's pretty simple. It's called Pal's Sudden Service. This is a quick service restaurant that started in 1956, mostly based in Tennessee with a few outlets in Virginia. Pal's has a clean menu. They don't offer too many different products on their menu. That keeps food costs down, right? And it also makes it easier to train people on how to make the products. They have an intense focus on quality and speed. That's why they're called Pal's Sudden Service. They say that they provide lightning fast service. They're the only restaurant chain that's won the Malcolm Baldrige Quality Award. And that's because they care greatly about quality. They train and mentor their people to a degree that their error rate is much, much less than competitors. What does that translate to? Well, lower food costs, higher speed of service, greater customer satisfaction. They don't have to remake very many orders because their error rate is so low. They only want to open a new outlet when they have a leader who's properly qualified and trained to go in and run that place. Imagine that. So patient, as opposed to many businesses who expand their business and then go out and look for leaders to run that business, who may not be fully qualified and trained, but they feel that they're meeting market demand, so they have to do that. Not necessarily, right? You can hold the brakes on expansion. Another business in the quick service industry that's pretty simple is Chipotle. They don't have a very complicated menu, and yet they have managed to grow and grow and grow and be quite profitable. How about singularity of mission? David Zaslav, who is now running Warner Brothers, said that his mission is to reinstate the relationship with J.K. Rowling, creator of Harry Potter. The studio ended up having a weakened relationship with Rowling over the past few years, and it's really hurt the business. If he is singularly focused on this goal and is able to strengthen that relationship and get it back to its former glory, it could have a great impact on the profitability of the business going forward. A great impact. Singular goals, right? Why should your business have so many goals? Why should you, running the business, have so many goals and priorities? Keep it simple. The simpler, the better. When you overcomplicate the business, it could be hazardous to your health. Recently at Hertz, there have been a string of articles about the debacle of purchasing too many Teslas. The CEO at the time thought it'd be a great idea to ride the EV boom, literally,
saying that the company is going to be purchasing 100,000 Tesla Model 3s. Those purchases, total value of about $4.2 billion.
But there were a few problems. One, they didn't factor in all the repair costs. Two, they didn't realize that while people seemed to be buying large numbers of electric cars, that didn't equate to wanting to rent an electric car.
Despite an investment of at least $2.5 billion, the expected demand from corporate and private customers has not materialized.
Consumers generally, still have a little bit of anxiety, both about range and some of the, know-how when it comes to EVs.
I recently talked to a Hertz employee who said that when they got their car, they got it with less than a full charge. And then they were having to charge it themselves on a road trip, and it took them much, much longer to get to their destination because of that. So they themselves found the Tesla rental experience not that attractive. So can you imagine the problems that they ran into with having all of these brand new Teslas not getting rented, and now they're unloading a bunch of them? That was overcomplicating their business model, right? Renting electric cars versus renting gasoline cars, totally different business. Seems like the same, but I think it's a lot more complicated than that. So perhaps they could have just focused some more on providing great service, great opportunities to rental car drivers who want to rent great gasoline-powered cars at great prices at great convenience. Something to think about. The last thing I want to share is some advice that Warren Buffett has shared with the general public in sharing about his decision-making process. He is famous for saying that he will pass on many, many, many opportunities. From my recollection, it was he'll pass on 99 opportunities out of 100 so that when that one best opportunity comes around, he can seize it. He believes in having a simple, uncomplicated life, personally and professionally. We could learn a lot from Warren Buffett and Steve Jobs and what Mark Parker did at Nike, what they do at Pal Sudden Service, at Chipotle, and In-N-Out Burger, which I didn't even talk about. I try to follow this in my own business. Every year, I seek to make my business life a little bit easier, not more complicated, not busier, not harder to manage, easier and less complicated. So every year I make a significant decision, at least one, if not a few, to make my business life simpler. And it has not hurt my business. I've continued to grow as I have counterintuitively simplified my business life. So I'm not just suggesting this to you as Steve suggested it to Mark and not follow it. I'm following my own advice, and I hope you will too, and make your business life easier. You may increase growth, profitability, and your satisfaction. I hope this video has helped provoke some thoughts about your business life and maybe some decisions that you could make going forward. If so, please like the video, share it with others, comment on it, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd really like to get serious about making some changes in your professional life, perhaps you'd like to explore executive coaching. Visit the website, BAECexecutivecoach.com. I coach individuals and I coach teams to help them to have more satisfying professional lives, working on a variety of different issues. Or you can email me at michael@BAECexecutivecoach.com, and I'll be right back to you, and we can talk about it. Thank you very much.